Tapestry is an epic civilization game where you start from nothing and weave your way through 4 advancement tracks: military, technology, science, and exploration. Play your cards right, and the sky's the limit. Literally. So, how do you expand an already great game? Don't mess with the formula. This is Tapestry, Plans and Ploys. Hello again, my friends. Today we're going to take a look at the first expansion for Tapestry. This is Plans and Ploys, published, of course, by Stonemaier Games. And Stonemaier was kind enough to send me this copy for review. So what do you say we talk about it? If you like Tapestry, you're going to love Plans and Ploys. If you don't like Tapestry, you're not going to care for Plans and Ploys. That's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the... I'm just kidding. No, there's a little more to it than that. I mean, it essentially boils down to that. But why don't I show you what's in this expansion, and then I'll tell you what I think about it. All right? So let's get to it. First, the new stuff. There are 5 landmark cards in this expansion. And these landmark cards are chosen at the beginning of the game, and they serve as somewhat of a path to follow, short-term objectives to get you going, to give you a direction in a game that can go in so many different directions. So these landmark cards are a nice addition. Let's take a look at some of these. Well, why don't we take a look at all of them? There's only 5. There is the game store. The game store says at the end of your turn, if you have at least 1 tech card in your top row, gain this landmark. There's the urban farm. At the end of your turn, if you have at least 6 tiles in your supply, gain this landmark. The skyscraper. At the end of your turn, if you have at least 1 complete row or column in your capital city, gain this landmark. The TV station. At the end of your turn, if you have at least 3 income buildings of the same type in your capital city, gain this landmark. The digital studio. At the end of your turn, if you have at least 2 complete districts in your capital city, gain this landmark. So as you can see, these landmark cards not only get you going in a certain direction, you don't have to go that route, but it traces a path for you to start off with. But they also reward you with a landmark pretty early in the game, so you can start filling in your capital city. So the way this works is, as the last part of setup, whoever's going last will draw a number of landmark cards equal to the number of players. Then they'll select one for themselves, take the corresponding mini, pass the rest counterclockwise until everyone has selected a landmark card and a mini. Wait, a mini? Yes. There are 7 new miniatures in this game, and they look just as good as the miniatures in the base game. Of those 7, 5 correspond to a landmark card, 1 goes with a tapestry card, and 1 goes with a space tile. And that takes us to more of the old stuff. There are 15 more tapestry cards in this expansion. 5 of them have a dual purpose. Let's take a look at those. We have Double Cross. It says, you may discard this from your hand if an opponent plays a trap against you. If you do, cancel their trap and gain 5 victory points. Now, as an alternative, you can also play this card as a regular Tapestry card. And if you do, the bottom of the card says, when played, if played as a Tapestry, gain 9 victory points and a tile. There is Stolen Plans. You may discard this from your hand if an opponent plays a trap against you. If you do, cancel their trap and gain a random Tapestry card from their hand. And if you play it as a Tapestry card, it says when played, if played as a Tapestry, gain 8 victory points and a technology card. There is Retreat. You may discard this from your hand if an opponent tries to conquer your territory. Now you can't also play this as a trap, it says. If you do, move your outpost to any adjacent territory you control, even one with 2 tokens, and gain the corresponding resource. If you play it as a Tapestry card, you gain 9 victory points and a Tapestry card. There is Surrender. You may discard this from your hand if an opponent conquers your territory. If you do, roll the Conquer dice after the opponent and gain both results. And if you play it as a Tapestry card, you gain 7 victory points and any resource. Surprise Party. You may discard this from your hand when an opponent tries to conquer your territory, if you are further advanced on the military track than they are. You can't also play a trap. If you do, topple their outpost and gain 15 victory points. And if you play this as a Tapestry card, you gain 10 victory points or one of the red huts. There are also 4 new space tiles in the game and 1 tile that replaces an existing space tile in the base game. These new space tiles provide a bigger incentive to reach for the stars. Now you'll get 5 victory points whenever you advance on the technology, science, and military tracks. Another space tile gives you the last new landmark, the monolith. The next addition is optional, and it's these landmark tokens. So you can put these on the advancement tracks, and they serve as reminders for which landmarks are still available. Once the landmark is acquired, you simply remove the token. Last, but certainly not least, we have 10 new asymmetrical civilizations. Now, you can simply choose to play with these, or go ahead and mix them in with the base game and choose randomly. Let's take a look at some of these. We have the Recyclers. The Recyclers says on the card here, take used technology and make it new again. The Riverfolk. The Riverfolk view flowing water as a more viable place for building than firm land. The Spies. The Spies use subterfuge and deception to leech information from neighboring nations. The Islanders are mystified by a massive island on the horizon, and they devote their resources to exploring it. The Advisors dispense an endless wealth of unsolicited advice to other civilizations. The Treasure Hunters. The Treasure Hunters look for riches wherever they go, and they seek to protect their valuables from other civilizations. The Aliens. The aliens have settled on this planet, but their desire to explore the wonders of the galaxy never ceases. The Utilitarians. The Utilitarians aren't satisfied simply memorializing their advancements. What does that mean? The Tinkerers. The Tinkerers are masters of time and technology. Very interesting civilization. The Infiltrators. The Infiltrators fortify and influence other civilizations. So that's a little bit of the flavor that's in the card. And each of these civilizations has an ability. They have their strength. We'll talk about it a little bit more in the review, but these are the 10 that are in here. Before I forget, there is one more thing in this expansion, and that is this little bag. So you can use this bag to put the tiles in here and draw randomly. There's also a new tiebreaker rule. Now, the player with the tallest landmark in their capital city will win the tie. So, this little guy right here, or should I say this big guy right here, becomes a very valuable landmark because it is, after all, the tallest landmark in the game. Finally, on the back of the rulebook, you'll find some adjustments to some civilizations to better balance out the game. There is one more thing This is a Stonemaier game, so there is an Automa for Plans and Ploys. There's a separate book for it included. It says Automa and Shadow Empire. So there's some variant rules in here, and there are 5 scenarios to play through. So don't forget to check this out. So that's everything that's in the box for Tapestry, Plans, and Ploys. So now that you know what's in the box, what do I think about this expansion? Let's go there now. Remember what I said at the beginning? If you love Tapestry, you're going to love this expansion. If you don't like Tapestry, this is not going to change your mind. Well, I meant what I said, because Plans and Ploys doesn't really change Tapestry. It just adds to it. It gives it more stuff. So this is not like Tuscany for viticulture. See, I think most people consider Tuscany an essential expansion for viticulture. It improves the game. It makes it better. This, I can't say makes Tapestry better because Tapestry was already good. I mean, I love Tapestry. It's one of my favorite games overall. So Plans and Ploys gives me more stuff to add to Tapestry. So you can easily say what makes it good if you like the base game is also what makes it meh if you don't. If I had to use one word to describe this expansion, it would be more, right? There's more civilization cards, more tapestry cards, more space tiles, more minis. But you know what there's not any more of? No more rules, no new rules to learn. Okay, well maybe there's one new rule, and that has to do with the landmark cards, but that's not a big deal, right? Everybody gets one at the beginning of the game, and they complete the objective on it, and they get their reward. And then there's the tiebreaker rule. But other than that, nothing changes. And that's not a knock on the game. That's actually a positive, because that means you can get this expansion, mix it in with all the old stuff, and just start playing. I think without a doubt, the biggest addition to this expansion is the new civilizations. And again, you can play exclusively with these, or you can mix them in with the old and see what you get. If you've worn out the civilizations in the base game, well, these will present a whole new challenge. Each one has a particular strength, as you may have gotten from the little flavor text that we read. For example, the advisors focus on tapestry cards. The aliens get space tiles much earlier. The recyclers, they have an advantage with tech. So there's many combinations to explore, and this will definitely bring new life to the game. The new tapestry cards are also a nice addition, especially those that we saw that let you counter a trap card. And don't overlook the Automa. You know, a solo mode is really important to me, and I really appreciate how Stonemaier makes the effort to include an Automa mode in their games. I haven't played this Automa with the scenarios. I do plan to. It looks really, really interesting. I have played the Automa in the base game, and it's really well done. I enjoy playing it. So I really look forward to trying it out in this expansion, and I'll probably post more about it on my Instagram and other platforms. So look out for that. Why don't we look at some of the specific areas I look for in a game? Now, this being an expansion that basically just adds more content, maybe it's a little bit different, but we can talk about a few things, starting with the art. No question, this is a beautiful looking expansion, and it has to be. The base game was good looking. The expansion has to match that. The base game had really nice painted miniatures. The ones that come with this one, they look exactly the same. Same quality, I mean. You know, that they look nice. They're painted nice. They look great on the board. They still have the problem with the base, you know, not being big enough to cover the spots on your capital city board. But, you know, we'll let that be. That's an argument for another time. As far as the art, it looks great. The box looks good. The art on the cards is exactly the same as the base game, so no problem with the art. The gameplay. The gameplay is more of the same. Nothing has changed with the gameplay, and that goes back to if you like Tapestry, you're going to like this. So there's nothing game-changing here. It's just more of the same, and that's perfectly fine. You do gain new abilities with the civilizations, and new abilities with those tapestry cards and the landmark cards. However, the mechanics in the game remain unchanged. What about replayability? Well, I think replayability with this expansion is through the roof. I mean, you're getting 10 new civilizations, which brings the total to 26 civilizations to choose from. You're getting a bunch of new Tapestry cards, and then you're getting those landmark cards as well. But with the addition of the Tapestry cards and the civilizations, you're going to have a whole lot of variety, not only for yourself to play with, but to play against. And so that's going to change up the strategy in every game, no doubt. What about ease of play? Well, that goes back to if you've played the base game or not. So if you've already played Tapestry, you can add the expansion and start playing right away pretty much. If you're going to buy Tapestry and you buy the expansion along with it, just mix it all together. There's no reason to just play the base game and wait to add this expansion. In my opinion, just mix it all together and start playing. Just learn the whole thing. So ease of play, I think it's easy to play. Well, we've reached the end of the review for Tapestry, Plans, and Ploys. You've seen what's in the box. I've told you what I think. It's more content for Tapestry, and that's not a bad thing. So if you enjoy Tapestry, don't hesitate to pick this up. I think you'll really enjoy it. But let me know what you think. Have you played Plans and Ploys? Do you enjoy it? If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to leave a like and comment down below and subscribe to the channel. And if you don't mind hitting that notification bell so you can be notified when we upload new content. So that's all I got. That's it for now. We'll see you in the next one.